I broke it down to 13 levels because it's all about level 13. It's all about the levels, baby. Life is a video game.
Real FERM is the realest.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real FERM podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have a special guest, Misty. What's your last?
It's Rousseau.
Rousseau.
Yes.
I knew that, but I wasn't sure how to pronounce it. If it was like a French pronunciation or something.
It is French. There's lots of vowels in it.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
saw
Rousseau.
that.
It's
Rousseau.
like Renee
Yeah.
Rousseau. It's easy.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So we met through Rockstar Life on
Yes,
Where
we
Three
did.
Eyes. I don't actually remember the first time. It was at some event. But anyway, you were on the scene talking, or you and Isaiah and
Yeah.
RXE. It was probably an RXE thing. I
think
would
it
guess.
was.
And I don't really know how you got into the whole music scene in this area. Well, first of all, are you from Florida?
Yes, I've been here. I have lived
born
in
and raised?
Dunedin, Florida.
Dunedin?
Elementary, middle school, high school.
Oh, wow.
I did move away for a little bit, but I've always come back. No, this is my home.
Hell yeah.
This is my home.
I was born here, but I was raised up north, and then I moved back. It's a whole thing.
Ah.
So, sort of.
Yeah.
But anyway, so were you always interested in music business, or did that come recently? How was that?
It's crazy how this has happened. So it was probably like a year and a half ago that I'm working my 9-to-5 job, my normal thing like everyone does. And I'm like, There's got to be something more to life. I am so bored. Like, this is just not fulfilling me. So I decided to start my own business. So I've always loved dancing. So I would go to Blur in Dunedin.
Oh,
I've been going there for years. Okay. So I would go there. I would dance. Me and my friends would dance. And we would talk about, okay, I really hate this song. We would have to like leave and go outside because like this song sucks. And we're like, oh my gosh, we need to make our own club. We need our own club. So I just started thinking, okay, what lights me up? What lights me up is dancing. I love being out. I love the music, the bass. Like, everyone is so happy.
Yes.
Like, it's just for that one night. All of
it.
their cares and stresses are like gone, and they're just out there just like dancing, doing their thing.
Yeah.
And that would just light me up. So I decided, all right, I want to start my own LLC. So I started my own business.
Real quick, how long ago was this?
This was only a year and a half ago.
Okay, so
this is going to blow your mind too when I tell you. Like,
keep going.
It's literally only been a year and a month that I've been doing this.
Wow.
And I cannot believe.
I don't believe it.
How far, and it is absolutely amazing. So I started off when I was like, okay, I just want to do events. Like, I had all of these ideas. I didn't know where to go. Like, you start with most businesses. So my main job is I'm a project manager. We do construction for vacation rentals. I lived on Clearwater Beach at the time. And I was like, you know what? I want to tap into all these people that come down to Clearwater Beach mainly. And they, there's like the bridal showers. Like, they come down, all the girls, and they don't know where to go out. They don't know where the clubs are. They don't know where do I go to find my kind of music? And I'm like, I know freaking everything. So that was kind of like my idea was like, maybe I get these vacationers and I take them out and I show them a good time. Because I would like go to Brown Boxer on Clearwater Beach.
I was about to say, Brown Boxer's
North
the
Beach.
hot spot over
I
there.
would like go upstairs.
I love that place.
Because I could literally walk there from where I lived. So I would go there on Friday and Saturday nights and just dance my ass off. And I would meet all of these like tourists, the tourists that were there, and they would see me dance and like, oh my God, they would want to dance with me. And like, I was like showing them, I go, oh my gosh, you got to check out Shepherd's. You got to go down here.
Shepherd's, yeah.
So it kind of like escalated from that. So then I started going to more events because I wanted to check out all the venues. So then I started going to Ybor, which I had never done before.
Yeah.
So then I would go to Ybor
kind of
like on a regular basis. And then I knew a lot of friends that were DJs. So I would go to and watch the DJs. So I would just get little 60-second reels because when those DJs make that crowd move, it would light me up. So I'm like, I have to capture this moment. So I would literally get like a 60-second reel and I would post it because you would see them all like bouncing up and down. And then I would literally walk up to the DJ and like get his face in the reel. And then I would, of course, tag the venue in there. I would tag the DJ to give them, like, look what this guy's doing. He's making the move. Because that's what would light me up.
Right.
So I started doing the DJs. So I met all the DJs. And then I love my drag queens. Okay. I absolutely love them because they are doing what lights them up. They are being their true, authentic selves. And they don't care. And that is performing.
Oh yeah,
holy
big time.
They would jump off the stage and like do the splits, and I'm like, and they just absolutely blow me away.
Have you ever been to Cocktail in St. Pete?
Many times.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that over there. That's a great spot.
I absolutely love it. Love it. So I was just going to all these places. I'm like, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I wanted to do events, so I had level 13 events as like my DBA for my business, and I was like, I don't know. I can't seem to find a venue that's playing my music. That was another thing, is that the music started changing. Like all the DJs are playing house music. I like booty shaking music. I want to hear major bass. I want to shake. I want to be able to move my body for the whole freaking night, like hours on end.
Interesting.
House music does not do that for me. So I just started going to all these events, and it was a year ago, I think in September, it was Bryce Mazika, a face melt show.
Okay.
So a friend of mine that actually used to work for me back in my previous life, she was like, hey, my boyfriend D, he's getting back into music. He's going to be performing at the show. Why don't you come out? So I came out and I saw what Bryce was doing. And I saw these local artists, and I was blown away. And I'm like, we have this talent here.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be kidding me.
He's good at gathering them up.
Yes. So that, like, bing, like my eyes, I was absolutely hooked. So then I started going to more and more shows, and at this point now, I would get reels of everyone that I saw. Off the Dome too. I discovered Off the Dome with John Diddy, which was at Blur, which is like my second home,
which we did a video of, and a second video is coming soon, and she is the coordinator of that.
And we're gonna do them again tomorrow night. So I'm really like into all of that, just seeing these people performing and just doing what lights them up, like, inspires me. So I would just get reels of all these different artists, and I would get their names, I would tag them in it, I would tag the venue, and I just got such a reaction from it, because a lot of these artists, they've never had anyone record them. And I'm like,
yeah, they're just kind of doing their thing.
I go, like, where are your friends and family? Like, this is incredible. I'm a stranger, and I have to share this with everyone. So I just started doing that, and it just kind of escalated, and they're all like coming to me, and I have no idea why, but I just see all of them they're just starting out, and there's so many things to learn. There's so many layers to starting your career as an independent artist.
For sure.
And I really feel
not many people know much.
There's so many layers to it. And I feel like 20 years ago when we started streaming, you don't need a record label. They're like, oh, I can just get my music through DistroKid, and I'm on Spotify. Exactly. I'm everywhere, and oh, look at me, I'm an artist. I have music on Spotify.
But it might not be great.
Exactly. There's so many
doing it by himself.
Layers to it. Like, there's producing. You need to be copywriting it. Like, there's so much more that goes to it. And there's also your brand, your style, your look, your name on Facebook. You can't have 3 different names on 3 different social medias. No one's going to be able to find you.
Yeah.
There's branding.
All the
there's
little
marketing.
Details.
Yes, and you are a business. When you start doing this, you need to have your LLC. You are a brand. You are selling yourself. You are the product that you are selling to everyone. And they're missing certain pieces. Like, they're like, oh, I can get my music out.
Vast majority of them, yeah.
What the record label did was all of these other things. They cultivated you and, like, made you a brand, and they marketed you, they promoted you, they did all of those other things. So now the major record labels are like the big bad enemy right now. Everyone's like, no, you got to be independent,
because you can't. It's so easy to do what they could do now, but you don't. You either have to have the money to pay them or get discovered by them through raw talent.
Exactly.
And there's such a oversaturation of it. It's like we're trying to do it ourselves and we don't know what we're doing.
Exactly. So when you're trying to do it yourself, though, you're missing all of the pieces.
100%.
So I'm like, wow, I see so many areas where I could help and, like, teach and, like, show them all of these things. So that's what, like, kind of inspired me, is that I wanted to help all of these artists to, like, get better and, like, get to the next level. And it's blown up so much now that I'm managing an artist. So I started managing Isaiah the Prophet just back in May. And I took him with me to all of my events.
So
yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought you were in it for a couple of years or something.
No. And all of that, I just realized too, it's been a year in September that I actually started doing this.
This is actually weirdly parallel to my story, except
Really?
I'm the internet version. Yeah, well, I mean, I started. So I'm not trying to like promote my thing or anything, but it's interesting because the exact way you described it, where you were in the scene and you were observing things and you were like blown away by local talent.
Yeah.
The same way that I started live streaming, like, send me your songs, let me hear what you got, and all these people, like, I'm like, what the fuck? This person has 10 followers and they sound like this? That kind of like, how are you not seen?
Exactly.
And then like, I want to help you because it's so good.
Yeah.
And around the same time too. It's actually really interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah.
See, this is not coincidence, friend. It is not.
I don't believe
it is. Not at all. No, so I just started doing this and it's just gotten so far, and Isaiah and I have learned so much. Like over the summer we went to all these events.
There's a lot to learn.
There's a lot of networking. There's so many professionals. So then I had all the promoters coming to me going, hey, I need artists. I have a show coming up. I need more artists to perform on it. And I'm like, okay, well, I know so-and-so and so-and-so. So I basically just became like the middle person where all everyone is like, I'm in the center of it. I'm like, why? We all need to be talking to each other. So like the main thing that I'm trying to do now is to build a community here and bring everyone together so that you know the professionals you need. I want to teach you. I broke it down to 13 levels because it's all about level 13. It's all about the levels, baby. Life is a video game. So I've got the 13 levels, but I also know all the professionals that can help you with each one of these levels. So I want to get everyone together so you know who's who. Because the other thing that I found was that you don't know who the promoters are or who are doing these shows that you can get on without paying a fee. So if you don't know who they are, you don't know when they're posting, hey, I need artists for this. And then if you are following them, you're at the mercy of your algorithm. Oh, yeah. If you're going to see that flyer in time.
Yeah, unless you're constantly engaging with it.
Yes, then you have to go to all their pages. Like, for me right now, I have so many promoters that I follow. For me to go to every one of their pages, it's exhausting to see, okay, what do you have going on this week? So now I'm at the point where everyone sends me their flyer. So they're like, hey, I got this event coming up. So they'll send me their flyers. So now I started doing these. That
would drive me crazy. I don't know how you deal with that.
So now I do these weekly videos where I'm putting all of the events out there. But I really want the artists to know where the open mics are. Because that is where it starts. That is your practice. That is your rehearsal. That is where you get comfortable. You get your confidence. So that is where it's kind of like the first level. The next level is like Bryce's shows, like the Face Melt shows, where you kind of get your feet. They're ticketed events. So now you get to practice with, okay, these people are paying to come and see me. I need to give them a performance.
It's the next level of confidence.
Yes, exactly. So you need to promote yourself. You need to have a flyer. And a lot of these artists too, they don't promote themselves ever. Like I find myself when they're at a show and they're like saying who they are and where you can find them, I'm in the back going, where can we find you this Saturday? Because I know they have an event coming up. And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot, I'm performing here or there. So I've just kind of like fallen into basically being PR for everyone. And now I've started to go live with a lot of the events too, because I want all of the artists to see, okay, this is this thing. Like I want you to watch it live to see what we're doing, so that you can go, oh my God, that's so cool, I want to come out. So, and then the Social Sundays started happening. So now this is like blowing up into a whole thing. We've got your interviews that we're going to start doing once a month, you know, with John Diddy. And I want to get you in on more of the open mics and more of the shows, because they need to, that's another skill they need to learn, is how to answer these questions. You got to have your story. You got to be able to tell, why do you make your music? Where do you get your inspiration from? And a lot of them, I don't think they've even thought of it.
Yeah, because
they're not even sure.
That too, but also the fan side. Like if you're interested in the music, the true fans want to know who you are and where it came from.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's so many levels to it. And then again with the social media, that's like your number one platform that you could start on. Like that's level 1 to me, because you don't have to pay money for that.
Yeah.
But that is where you get your personality out there. You can cultivate that and get the followers, and it doesn't cost any money.
Yeah.
But a lot of them need a lot of help with that too. They're not comfortable. Like, oh, you need to like show who you are. Because I feel like if they get to know you and your personality and they find out you've got music, they're like, oh, wow, you have music too?
Yeah.
So again, TikTok is incredible platform for that. As
Yeah,
everyone knows that you blow up on TikTok. But I have to point out Rockstar Life. I know he's sitting right here, but like literally his videos, he shows himself. He's talking. He's giving you a little bit of his personality, but as well as doing his lyrics and little bits of his songs, he gives you everything. You need to be like really well-rounded with what you're putting out there. Because again, it's a brand. It's a brand that you're marketing. And it's hard to think of all of those things when you're just one person and really...
Exactly.
You're just artistic. You just want to make music.
Yeah, and I think like because of the recent like surge of people realizing that they have musical talent or desires and they can do it because it's so easy now.
Yes, it is.
But they don't get that. They think like, oh well, that person put out a song and went viral, so I can do the same thing. And it's like, well, they got luck. They may have got lucky, or they may have been doing that for years and you had no idea until they went viral.
Exactly.
And so they think like, oh, I just have to put out music and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is there's a lot more levels to it.
Yes, and it's also longevity.
Yeah.
Because right now there are a lot of music artists that do get real hot on social media and they will go viral, but it lasts 60, 90 days and they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's not just that one little pop off. There's a lot more to it. And if you do want to go the record label route, again, they're looking at your streams, they're looking at your followers.
And they're going to take a lot more money from you.
Yeah, they're looking at a benchmark. So they want to see that you've got followers, that you do have a fan base before they will come in. And even a distribution company, you might get an 80-20 split, which is good. I mean, you keep your masters, but they're going to help promote even bigger than you can nationwide. But again, they're going to be looking at, what are you streaming? How many monthly followers do you have on Spotify?
It's all about the numbers.
And it is. It's all about the numbers.
Which can be faked. It's just wild.
But that's the beauty of it. You can always tell which ones are fake. You go in there and see how many views.
I fear with AI, it'll be like, we can understand what it looks like for it to be, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
That scares me.
Because when I go and see how many likes you've got or how many views a video has, but you've got 10,000 followers, I'm like, no.
The comments are the most indicative.
Oh, yeah. If you've got 2 or 3 comments and you have 10,000 followers, there's something wrong there.
Or if on certain platforms, because I have to defend myself, because on YouTube it's gotten weirdly, because YouTube's more long form now, like my subscribers are like, I'm almost 10,000, but I've also started it 6 years ago or something, and it's been a very slow, and like, but with Instagram, it's and TikTok, it's like 30-second, 1-minute videos. People are, and then like, but going back to the comments thing, if you had like 10,000, like say a number like 1,000, or view, they don't really show views really, but like 100 likes. If there's no comments, then it's a little weird. But then if there's comments and it's all like cool or great job, you know what I'm saying?
Well, my favorite is the comments on Instagram. Nobody says words anymore. Have you noticed this?
Emojis.
It's a fire.
Yeah, emoji.
It's the flame.
Yeah.
They do a flame or they do clapping, and I'm like, does nobody ever speak anymore?
And those are real people too, but
I don't get it. It's
that's why it's so easy to fake it now, because you can just be like, oh, this bot account was a fire, and I'm not saying I'm for it.
I will read through like all of the comments of what somebody posted, and usually at the end they have like a call to action at the end of it, and I look in the comments. Nobody did what they asked them to do. They just have the fire, and I go, y'all didn't even read the comment. You have no idea what this is about. You look at that quick little visual,
the majority,
and then you go, oh, well, that's fire.
Yeah, the majority of it's weird and kind of sad, but like the majority of, especially within music, anywhere where there's a community of everyone trying to achieve the same goal.
Yeah.
The comments, if that person's also trying, it's like, I'm supporting you, but I don't have the time to pay attention. So I want to make, I want just to let you know that I'm paying attention.
I'm here.
Exactly.
Just a little comment for you. Yeah.
So,
I do the opposite though. I try and.
That's good.
I will put something in there and I will say something, especially if I like it.
Yeah.
Like I want to have positive reinforcement when I see something good, and I want
100%.
to like
that's
point
great.
it out. It's a good constructive criticism because I don't ever want to like be negative or say anything is trash because I don't think that way anyway.
Yeah, that's
but
not how I
there's
am.
just so much room for improvement, and I really feel like if we can all work together, we can raise the bar and the quality of everything we have going on here. And if we can have a new sound come out of the Tampa St. Pete area, we can be the next Atlanta. Like there's already for a trend here.
I
like
believe
hip hop has not had a top 40 hit, I don't think at all this year. We're not even making the charts.
Tampa. Yeah.
Like at all.
Is
Hip hop
Miami,
in general.
because I know Miami's like the big, kind of like the biggest like entertainment.
Yeah, for Florida.
Influencer city in Florida.
But I feel
is there hit songs coming out of Miami?
Not
Isn't
that
Tekashi 6ix9ine in Miami?
I don't know.
Actually, he came. I think he may have came. I don't know, but anyway.
There's room for. There's a trend changing, in my opinion. Like
I believe
especially
that.
with the hip hop and rap. I think we're getting away from these lyrics, and this drives me nuts.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
very
sick of
oversaturated.
hearing
Yeah.
about cars, bitches, hoes, drugs.
That's been going
like,
on for
stop.
months.
Stop.
I mean, not months.
Like
years.
I'm done with it. Like we need to elevate. So that's another thing that I'm trying to instill in them. Let's like have a positive message, maybe something that
Yeah.
like resonates with other human beings. Let's have some meaning in your lyrics.
I mean, the thing is like most hip hop audience is young kids.
Yes.
So they're like hip cars, bitches, money.
I want to make a change. That is why I am such a huge fan of Pusha Preem, because I really feel like he is the example in his lyrics, his music, him as a human being and what he does for the city. Mm-hmm. He is a true, genuine, authentic, good person.
Is he like the last person to come out of Tampa in a big way?
Yes. Like right now he's on his way up, and that I just hear his lyrics and just everything that he does. He is just a genuine person. I'm like, this is who we want little 10-year-olds, little 12-year-olds to be looking up to. Like when you want to be a music artist, I want them to be looking up to Pusha Preem going, I want to be like him because he's a good human being.
Awesome.
Like there's so much it's a powerful position to be in when you're there.
Big time.
And I just really feel like it's time for a change. And hip hop, there's a trend like every 20 years or so. You know, it changes and it moves.
Yeah. Well, hip hop only came up 20 years ago, essentially.
We're ready. Well, it goes back to the 60s.
Right around the...
No, it goes back pretty far. But I feel like we're ready for a change. And I just feel like we need something a little deeper, a little more enlightening. Like the times have changed. Like we need to evolve.
The enlightening... I mean, it's happening a lot, but not in this area. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you see it when you go on you go on the internet, you find somebody, the next person that blew up or whatever. But yeah, you're right. No one from here.
Nope.
But it's time. It's around. It's around.
Well,
that time.
I'm looking for originality.
Yeah.
I just want you to be true to yourself, because I feel like a lot of the artists that I see, I'm like, that's the same kind of beat that I just heard from these other 20 artists, and like the cadence of your, like all of it. I'm like, this is boring me. Like I've heard it
all the time
before.
On the live streams.
Yeah.
No offense to a lot of people that submit, but I mean, I don't like call it out because there's no use. Like they know, they've been told it a million times.
Yeah.
But I just, it's like, you sound good. That's, good stuff. But then when I hear something that's original, I'm like, this stands out.
Yes. Exactly.
When you hear something that stands out, then it's like, okay, this needs to be recognized.
Yes, and that is what I call out, and I will give huge props to, because I'm looking for something different, like that's It's the authenticity.
It's hard to
that
be
I look
different
for.
though, and I
know.
just because of the sound. Like everybody knows everything now because of how connected we are.
That's
it's just going to
why
keep getting more and more diluted.
I'm like on this mission too. I want weird collabs. I want strange collabs. I love that. Pusha Preem, he does live bands when he performs in his bigger shows.
That's great.
I want to hear live music. It totally
back
makes it
to the older, like the retro futurism thing.
So I want to hear more of that. I've got some ideas in mind. I just heard a song by an artist just the other night, and I heard it, and I know there's a jazz band that I saw not too long ago, and I'm like, I need both of them to do this one song. Like, I want those two to collab. So I'm hearing it, but I feel like we need to get different. Let's get creative. Let's put two different sounds together.
It's the only way it's going to stand out.
Yeah, that we've never heard before, and like, let's make it our own.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always looking for something different. Think outside the box.
Yeah,
and your performance too. Like, I'm so tired of them just standing there.
You have to.
They just stand, feet planted, or they might, like rock back and forth.
The only way you can pull that off is with raw, amazing talent.
Yeah.
But like some people, I mean, if you're playing the guitar and you sit down and just sing and it'll blow people away, you can do that. But if you're just singing, I mean.
Yeah,
you got to do something wildly
you definitely
different
do a lot
at
more.
this point.
And
Everything's been done.
Yes, and I'd also like to see more like backup dancers. Do you remember like back in the 90s?
Oh yeah.
Like it was all like the performers would actually, even in the 2000s, like the artists would dance. They would give you a performance.
NSYNC, yeah.
They had like the backup dancers behind them. Like it was like an entire show. And I literally went to this event, and they were artists. They weren't even local. They were like some big national artists, but literally they just stood there. The one guy actually stopped his song to roll a joint on stage, and I was disgusted. I was
Maybe
like,
he has a
you've got to be kidding me.
Crowd.
And all the photographers, videographers literally swarmed him to like get footage of this. And I'm like,
some of that is popular though. Some people love that, and that's what you gotta accept at some point.
I was so disgusted. I was like,
I get it.
This is not. Oh, I was so mad.
But the backup dancer thing, in terms of like underground, nobody has the money to unless you have friends that are like, I'll backup dance for you.
Nobody has friends either.
Exactly.
That's the other thing.
There's a huge problem that the solution is very uncertain.
And again, there's
We're
no money.
still trying to figure it out.
But that's where I feel like the bartering and like helping each other out. Why does everything have to be an exchange of monetary money?
I'm not with you on
doing
that.
anything for you unless you do something for me. You got to pay me. No, let's just. We all have our own strengths.
Because nobody it's like a combination with the financial crisis that nobody has money, so they're trying to get money off whatever they can. It's a very complex situation.
It is. But I'm going to try. I'm doing my best to try and change things.
That's what you got to do. Do your best.
Because I do everything that I do. I don't get paid for any of this.
Yeah.
I even pay my way into all these events. I don't get free, like nothing. I'm doing all of this because I believe in it, and I believe in I want to support people.
It's a passion
it is.
At least you're not like working for nothing. You're doing it for fun. Like it's fun.
It is my fun
it's
too.
Passion.
Somebody asked me like, "What do you do on your downtime?" I go, "I have no downtime."
Yeah.
My fun is literally going to events, discovering a new artist or a new venue or something, a new place. Like that's what lights me up.
That's awesome.
That's just me.
Well, that's a great way to. I think we're right about the. Yeah.
We're good at this.
Yeah. That was a good. We'll have to do a part 2 sometime.
We will.
Maybe when things start stirring up, or before that, on the way, whenever.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be barging on your interview tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm gonna be asking you questions.
There will be another Off the Dome interview event video coming soon, and I'll be on your Instagram or whatever.
I think I'm even gonna set up my live.
Hey,
I'm going to set up my Instagram live when I barge in and interview you tomorrow night. This is going to be fun.
We'll see what happens.
We're just going to cross the shows. We're just going to keep doing this.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
All right. Misty, thank you for talking and joining us. And thank you for watching. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Peace. See you next time.